Hi there and welcome to World Tour Wednesdays, where admittedly today we are in Russia, but I did tell you guys that we're always willing to go back and check things out if we get good comments on them. So we're hopping back to South Korea here for a bit of Dreamcatcher. Now, Dreamcatcher was an artist who, when I heard them the first time round, I was really quite impressed how they managed to take a very Korean approach to what we've heard a lot in our Japanese reviews, which is the mixture of like harder rocker metal sounds and pop. But it was that sort of Korean style of pop they did, you know, sort of very produced, big girl bands, you know, big sort of dance act thing going on, and the sort of colourful videos, but at the same time mixing it with a hard rock sound in a way that actually really worked surprisingly well. They kind of did it by taking those rock sounds but not making them overbearing, like they weren't trying to fill the sound with guitar. It was there, but it was sort of kept at a good level where the volumes mixed it in with the pop, and you just end up with something which just kind of gelled. You know, there was a real gel between the sounds, and the focus was left on the vocals, so you could still enjoy it as a pop song if you wanted to, just with a harder edge. Anyway, a lot of people told me that the song I heard last time, which I can't remember the name of, was actually one of the lighter ones, and a lot of their stuff's a bit heavier. So I'm hoping that's in a good way. I hope it still has the good balance and, you know, sort of effect that that first song I heard did. But anyway, I decided by popular vote, there was a few songs voted for in the comments, but I decided to go for Good Night, as a lot of people say this is a really good one to listen to. So anyway, this is Good Night by Dreamcatcher, and I'm, like I say, my bar is perhaps set a bit high, so as usual I try to be fair. We always try to be critical on this channel, but I'm really looking forward to this one, I must be honest. So this is Dreamcatcher and Good Night. That's a full-on start. I like it's more sort of hard rock than metal, which kind of, that works.
I don't wanna drink. Oh baby, run, 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 멀어지게, run, run, run. 보이지 않는 곳에 벗어날 수 없을걸. 더 밟아도 쳤어. 끝없이 반복되는 악몽 속에서 이대로 갇혀.
Again, going for that sort of hard rock sound rather than, you know, mixing metal riffs with pop, which is what a lot of the Japanese artists have done. It gives me quite an individual sound. It's more guitar chords, it's more heavy strumming, and it's working for them. Oh, here comes the hip hop.
I don't wanna drink. Oh baby, run, run, running, 멀어지게, run, run, running.
I think this video is definitely a lot more tacky than the last one. The last one straddled tacky and cool in a very good way. This one's kind of just getting a little bit more on the tacky side. But it's nice that they are doing hard rock with yeah, an element of tongue-in-cheek, you know. They're not trying to be excessively dark.
불쌍한 표정 따위 no 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 너를 위해 만든 시간 속인 걸 더 이상 떠나가 생각은 하지마.
Oh, nice melodic bridge, really builds you up towards like a crescendo. That
바라보게 벗어날 수 없어 너내 손 안에 있어 끝없이 반복되는 악몽 속에서 이대로 갇혀 있어줘.
That's a good little change there. Nice change on the melody. Ooh, is that it? 3 minutes? What's the last 40 seconds of this video then? Oh, they're just going to creep us out for the last bit. As always with this channel, I like to be honest. You know, we don't just sort of jump in and kiss anything's ass here. We're always very honest about what we actually think about things, and so I'm going to give my honest opinion on that. But first of all, I have to say, actually, once again, I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really good song. Really catchy as well. It's nice how they're doing these really catchy rock songs, but they're delivering them as pop. I think it's almost interesting to try and work out how they're doing their writing. Are they? I mean, I know it's not really this simplistic, but when you start writing a song, you can kind of start from two angles. You can start writing a pop song and making it rock, or you can start writing a rock song and then make it pop. I actually get the feeling from the way this and the other song works, it's almost like they're starting off by writing a rock song. Almost feels like it's written by a guitarist, because there's this concentration on, like I say, sort of strummed chords, you know, sort of real rock out chords, whereas pop songs tend to have a little bit more of sort of a different way of chord movements. The chord movements often can be a little bit more complex in pop, or sometimes simpler. It's a hard one to really sort of explain, but if you're used to songwriting, you probably notice. If not, you can probably just sort of tell by the feel. This feels like it was written as a rock song and then it was given those pop elements. Now that's actually, to me, there's many good ways of writing this sort of gelled style, as we found out from so many artists previously, whether it be like Baby Metal or Lady Baby or any other Japanese bands with baby in the title. You know, there's so many ways of fusing like hard sounds and pop, but I think this is actually to me this is quite a distinctive one, because as I was saying before, it is that sort of strummed hard rock sound that it's not. A lot of the time they try to go for like riffs. When you're mixing pop with rock sounds, they go for riffs, they go for those sort of metal things, because riffs naturally have a sort of rhythm to them. If you imagine playing a guitar riff, it's got a sort of a funky rhythm where then you can sort of do a more pop style vocal. With this, it's more sort of straight charging sounds. Everything's charging along, you know, everything's moving on that 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 beat. You sped this up a few more BPM, beats per minute, and it could virtually be a punk song. But then, rather than hearing the lyrics delivered by some grisly rock singer or something like that, they're delivered in this sort of smooth girl band style, which is perfectly fine. I mean, it works brilliantly. Like I was saying, actually, if we mention Baby Metal again, Baby Metal basically doing heavy metal music, really heavy a lot of the time, but with a simple sort of female sung vocal, showing that that can work, because obviously, why not? And so this is a really interesting take on that. And I think this, maybe the only risk is that this song maybe has a lot of similarities with the other one that we heard, but not so much that they gel into being one. They do still have an element of the identity, and if this is a sound as a band that they can pull off, then so long as they're playing around and doing as much as they can within that particular scope, then I'm all for it. I think it's quite distinctive. I think they've certainly got a unique thing going on there. I do like how they managed to throw the hip-hop elements into there as well. You get that little sort of guitar stabby backing where everything draws back a little bit to give a bit of room for the vocals. And also as well, there's just the feeling that they're enjoying it. So you look at the video, and the video kind of looks fun. Like I say, with this one was much more. The other one was a little bit tacky, but not in a overtly over tacky way. It was hard to know exactly which direction they were going with that. This one just felt like this was really tongue-in-cheek tacky. This video, it kind of felt like what was that series that everyone used to watch? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It looked like a Buffy like TV episode. It had that sort of cheesy effects, you know, pseudo scary stuff happening sort of feel to it. It just looked very, very tacky indeed. And you know, they're out in the woods, except for it's obviously like a cardboard cutout set. You know, just everything looked kind of a little bit cheap, but like they were getting all of the mad effects they could out of quite a cheap setup. And I suspect that was on purpose. I think there was something quite deliberate about that, and that gave it an extra feeling of fun. I've said this about a lot of these, again, talking about these sort of bands who fuse hard sounds with more poppy sounds. You know, when you've got guitars in there, everyone knows that you're going for a hard sound. You can hear it. So it's nice to do a video that's sometimes a little bit more light-hearted, because it just kind of shows that you are mixing two things, that you still have that pop sensibility as well, rather than just trying to appease hard rock fans. So this is a really good balance. I think this is a really good way. This is very accessible for rock fans and pop fans alike, and I think it just reaffirms, like I was saying the first time I heard Dreamcatcher, that they just seem to be an artist who've got a formula that works. And I genuinely think, although with 2 songs in with them, I do think I'm actually quite inclined to listen to more of them, because I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm enjoying it, and you know, it's got something of its own style. Now, there might be other artists in Korea who are doing the same thing, because this is a very Korean approach to something we've heard attempted by a lot of Japanese bands in very different ways. So there might be other bands doing this, but I know that Dreamcatcher is a particularly popular one, so I'm interested to listen to a little bit more, and you guys are giving me some suggestions, so who knows, in the next couple of weeks I might come back to Dreamcatcher again. But that one, really enjoyed it. Slightly different take on the same winning formula, and I will definitely be listening to that again. Yeah, good stuff. So thank you very much, and also thank you to the Dreamcatcher fans who've come along. I know most of what we do here is Japanese music, but we like to get invested in anything that we maybe touch upon if people are enjoying it, and I'm enjoying Dreamcatcher. So yeah, as always, get in the comments, tell us what you think. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already, you know, all that YouTube stuff. And you can press unlike if you don't agree with me, but you better get in the comments and tell us why, because it's all about the discussion here. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us here in Japan for another one of our World Tour Wednesday recaps. And until next time, when I see you and you see me, which is hopefully on a video right after this one, until then, for now, ciao ciao.